Let's get a quick take on U.S. Senator Michael Bennet touring Iowa this week, fueling speculation that he will join the ever-growing crowd running for president, and specifically the Democratic nomination for president. Patty Calhoun from Westward. Back in the governor's campaign, we teased both parties of having a clown car for their nominees, or at least their candidates. It feels now that the Democrats for president have a clown school bus. It's enormous. Your thoughts on Michael Bennet dipping his toe into the water?
Well, Iowa's a lovely state, but no one goes there in February for a vacation. So clearly Michael Bennet is looking into this. The rumor broke back in December that he was considering it. You could tell he was seriously considering it when he took off after Ted Cruz on the Senate floor. He has since gotten a really unusual shout out from Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe last week in a Washington Post column. So he's coming on kind of quietly but strong. People seem to like him out there.
Krista Kafer, we have you're a columnist for the Denver Post. You're a talk show host for KHOW. You teach at was it at Metro or UCD?
Regis CU Denver this semester.
The Jane of all trades joins us in the panel. Krista, Michael Bennet, on paper, and I think with a lot of his actions, is a really strong moderate, has a good record with that. He enters a situation where Bernie Sanders raised $6 million almost overnight when he announced his run. Is there a place for a moderate like Michael Bennet in the school bus that is the candidates for Democratic candidate?
You know, we all know that when you get a ton of contenders, that the best, most able, and most knowledgeable, sanest person comes out of that clown car, right? That happened last election. I jest, of course. But I would love to see somebody like a Michael Bennet or John Hickenlooper, moderate voices that really better match the temperament of this country. I don't think very few people in this country want to go the way of socialist. Most people in this country, when they read the details of the Green New Deal, say, hey, I kind of want to keep eating meat. I still want to drive my car. I don't want this. If I wanted this, I would move to Cuba. And so we need voices that come alongside and bring a saner version of the Democratic Party, and that saner version could win.
Natasha Gardner, articles editor at 5280. Natasha, Michael Bennet has been underestimated before. He was a guy without a lot of political experience and essentially kind of tapped out of nowhere by, I guess, Governor Bill Ritter to become a senator. And he is still now our senior senator representing Colorado. Is he being underestimated this time?
I think so. I mean, I think there are people who are still surprised by the sort of traction he's gotten from the crocodile tear speech. I think there's many of the people who are on that clown bus who wish they had given the tear speech. One thing, the Post, when they were reporting in their report yesterday, they had a quote from him that says, "We don't settle for disgraceful politics." I thought the wording on that was very interesting because I think it's going to speak to this moment that we are in politically. But of course, he doesn't stop there. He then goes on to name Trump and to call it the Freedom Caucus. So if anyone's worried about, him being sort of the quiet guy around town, I don't think that's what we're going to see on the campaign trail if he decides to officially launch a campaign.
Scott Wasserman, president for the Bell Policy Center, rounds up the panel. Scott, do you think we're going to have two moderate politicians from Colorado running for president this year?
So I think we might actually be surprised by Senator Bennet and where he is on some of the issues. I've recently been really pleasantly surprised to find Senator Bennet really interested in the topic of income inequality. I've had a chance to talk with him a little bit about some of the work our own organization has done about inequality, the issues facing the middle class. And so I think if Michael Bennet can shift to the issue of income inequality and surprise people as somebody who everybody was expecting smooth jazz, but instead they're going to get a little bit of rock and roll. I think he can actually shake up this race. And so I'm really interested to see how he talks about the issues that many people care about, which is income inequality and some of the economic issues facing the country.